welcome back to the Anova Peterson Life with Cancer YouTube channel for day 6 of our Pilates series. If you guys have done any of the other videos, I hope you have been enjoying them, and if this is your first workout, then welcome. Today is going to be focused on our core and lower body, and you are going to just need a mat or something comfortable to lie down on, and you can also, if you have them or would like to use them, grab an optional set of light dumbbells. So let's get started. For our first section, we're going to be focusing on our core muscles, and we're going to be using our mat. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and join me in a seated position on the mat or whatever you're using today, and we're going to go ahead and lay all the way down, keeping our legs bent and our feet pressed into the mat. We're going to start by making sure we're setting up our good spine position. So make sure when you're laying down, you're feeling your spine pressing into the ground. And through doing so, you should feel your core muscles start to wake up, start to feel engaged. So we're just going to go ahead and press our spine into the ground, and then relax. Then press your spine into the ground, feeling that engagement. Relax. We're going to go ahead and do one more. Pressing our spine into the ground. We're going to hold here where you're feeling your core engaged. You're going to go ahead and take your arms out. We're going to have our palms facing to the sky. And we're just going to go ahead and do a small crunch. So you're just going to go ahead and lift your head, your shoulders off the mat, and lay all the way back down. Lift off the mat. You can raise your arms as you lift and lower. Especially as you lift, you should really feel your back pressed into the mat and your core working hard. Keep focusing on taking deep breaths. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. We're going to do a few more. Moving at your own pace, making sure focusing on our form. And one more. And go ahead and relax. You can go ahead and sit up whenever you're ready. Hopefully our core is feeling a little bit more warmed up, ready to go. For our next exercise, we're not going to be laying all the way down. We're going to be kind of leaning back on our elbows. So if you want to grab a pillow or something behind you to support you or make it more comfortable, you can go ahead and do so. Or if you're fine, just back on your elbows. This is what our position is going to be for the next exercise. You're going to want our legs to stay bent with our feet pressed into the mat. And we are just going to do single leg extensions. So you're going to go ahead and extend one leg out as far as you can go. Then you're going to bend your knee, really feel that crunch, and then bring it back to this position. And we're just going to alternate legs each time, feeling that extension and crunch. Back to that neutral position. Extend and crunch. Alternating legs each time. If it feels uncomfortable to extend all the way out, you can also just lift your foot off, extend as far as you can, bring that knee in and lower. Whatever range of motion feels comfortable, but also is making your core really work hard and engage. Leg, keep pushing through, moving at your own pace. Focusing on taking deep breaths. One more on each leg. Last one. And relax. For our next exercise, we're going to return to our fully laying down position. Again, legs bent, feet pressed into the mat, making sure we're engaging our core through pressing our whole spine into the mat. You can go ahead and bring your arms out to your side with our elbows bent, our hands facing up. And we are going to do a crunch with a little add-in of our arms. So as you kind of crunch up, you're going to lift one arm to the opposite side and return to normal. And as you're lifting, making sure that shoulder is coming off the mat. That same shoulder for the arm that is reaching, lifting off, and returning back to the center. Good job. Starting to feel our oblique muscles working as we're adding a new twist. Again, moving at your own pace. We're going to do a few more. Really feeling that crunch at the top and relax. All right, one more each side. And last one. And relax. So our next exercise is called a dead bug. So we're going to be in that same position, laying down, legs bent. Our arms are going to be straight up above us, and we are going to be lowering down opposite arm with our opposite leg. So if you're lowering down your right arm, you're extending out your left leg, and then returning back to the center. Extending our left arm with our right leg, and center. Now you're welcome to keep staying here with your feet on the mat, or if you'd like a little bit more intensity, you can lift your feet off the mat and extend out from this position. If you're doing this, you'll really feel your core working as you extend out and bring it back up. Or again, you're welcome to do the same thing with our feet on the mat. Again, it's super important that we're not arching our back off the mat, but that it is staying engaged so we're not putting any tension on our back. So if you're feeling that back arch at all doing this one, I would go back where our feet are on the mat. Focusing just on those deep breaths. All right, we're going to do a few more at whatever level you're at. Keep pushing here. All right, one more each leg. And go ahead and relax. Great job, everyone. We have one more exercise. We're going to stay in that laying position. Again, bring our arms out to our sides. And we are just going to do a chest press where we're just pushing our arms up and down, feeling our core brace at the top and lower. If you'd like to add in a slight crunch where at the top you're lifting your head and your shoulders, go ahead and do so. breaths. We have a few more here. Last core exercise, so keep pushing, moving at your own pace. All right. Let's do one more. And go ahead and relax. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and sit up. Stretch however you need to, but that is it for our core series. All right, let's begin our next section, which is going to be lower body focus. We're going to start off with some squats. So let's go ahead and set up our position. We're going to want our feet a little bit outside shoulder width apart, and your toes can be slightly turned out. And then again, we're going to want a nice neutral spine position, not leaning forward, not leaning back, not leaning forward. And you can just place your hands wherever is most comfortable to you. And we are just going to start off with some squats. So you're just going to go ahead, bend your knees, and stand. Making sure our knees are staying in line with our toes. They're not coming in at all, but they're staying over our toes and standing. Only moving in a range of motion where you can keep up the form and you're not feeling any pain. Starting to feel our lower body muscles warm up a little bit. We're going to do a few more just like this. Good. We're going to keep going with this squat motion, but if you'd like, at the top, to add in a calf raise to start to incorporate our balance and really warm up our full lower body, go ahead and do so, or just stay with that same squatting motion. Breaths, inhale, and exhale to stand. Really using our core and our balance at the top. Good job. We're going to do a couple more. Keep breathing. And last one. And relax. Great job. Hopefully our lower body's feeling nice and warm and ready to go. For this series, if you'd like to use a set of light weights, you are welcome to, but this is totally optional and you can do all these movements without any weights. We're going to stay in our squatting position, and if you're using those weights, go ahead and bring them at your chest, making sure our shoulders are down, core is engaged. We have that same position with our feet. And we are just going to continue with our squats, but we're going to add in a little bit. So we're going to squat down like we're doing in the warm-up. And as we stand up, you're going to press one arm overhead and lower. So we're going to squat and extend as we stand. Moving super controlled. Feeling this throughout our whole body, reaching up. Bracing our core as we reach, not letting us lean back, but staying super upright. Good job. Keeping our chest up as we squat down and extend. Good job. We're going to do a few more here. Pushing. All right. We're going to do 3 more squats. Last one. All right. If you're using those weights, keep holding on to them. We're going to pause for a second, but we're going to go straight into some squat pulses. So you're just going to want to make sure you're in that good squatting position. Pressing our knees out, chest up. Really feeling that burn in your lower body. If you need to rest, just go ahead and stand. And then try and go straight back into it. We're only going to be here for a few seconds. Great work. Making sure our whole upper body is in a neutral position. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. If you're using the weights, you can go ahead and set them down. We're going to take a quick rest here. Shake out your legs at all if you need to. And just recover here for a second. Rest as long as you need to, but we're going to go ahead and repeat those last 2 exercises one more time to finish up our lower body sequence. So again, if you need water, if you need to rest any longer, go ahead and do so. We're going to go ahead and get started. So grab those weights again if you're using them. And set up our squat position. Shoulders down and back, chest up. Toes slightly pointed outward. And whenever you're ready, we're going to start with those squats. Lowering down and pressing, standing all the way up. Squeeze at the top. Making it one fluid motion. So as you're standing up, you're pressing and back down. Great work. This is our final push. You guys are doing amazing. You're being super controlled at whatever pace you feel is good for you. All right, we have 3 more squats. And again, we're going to finish with those pulses. 2 and 1. We're going to return to that starting position. Get set up. Make sure we're still having our feet turned out and outside of our shoulders. And we're going to pulse. Great work, guys. Final push here with our lower body. Starting to really feel that burn. You guys got it. Last few seconds, keep pushing. And 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. Great work, everybody. You can go ahead, set those weights down. We're going to finish off with a few stretches and just recovering, catching our breath a little bit. Those pulses can be really challenging, but you guys did it amazing. So to stretch, we're just going to go ahead and take one foot. We're going to step back into this sort of lunging position. And we're just going to feel the stretch throughout the front of our leg. That is stepping back. You can go ahead and keep standing. You can lean back slightly. You can reach your arms up if that feels good, or you can keep them at your hips, by your sides. Really feeling that stretch throughout that extended leg. All right. Go ahead and reset. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. Really stretching out. Extending those arms if you'd like to. Thank you guys again so much for joining us for day 6. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you back on day 7.